Hey, welcome back. And guess what? Funniest thing ever happened. I had a whole chunk of a video recorded, and my game capture was off, so it didn't record any gameplay. So you just had me talking to a black screen. Great video to put out. So, basically, I just talked about the fact that they added the AK, which I'm so excited about. I just showed off. Basically, we have the XM4. Now we have the AK and the AMES 85. For SMGs, you have the C9 and Jackal PDW, and they just added the Tanto 22. For shotguns, it's still the same shotgun since the first time the beta opened. LMGs, same as the beta. First time the beta, I mean, opened. We got this and this. I actually in the video I tried to record first, I used this a bit. I thought it was pretty good. And it's just like it's kind of like the DMR from Cold War, but not exactly, but still kind of. And this is pretty good too. This has been out since the beginning of the beta. Snipers, this one's always been out, and this is the new one that I haven't tried really. And we also have a new pistol, but that's not really interesting. We have a new thing called Sleeper Agent. If you activate it, you can, here, I'll just read it for you. Infiltrate the enemy team appearing as a friendly to them for a short duration. Kills extend the time, and gunfire and enemy content reveal your true identity. So, yeah, pretty cool. Um, yeah, they added some perks, but that's not really interesting. The other thing is they did add Gunfighter, the thing that gives you more attachments for your primary weapon. They had Overkill and Perk Greed earlier, uh, but they added Gunfighter, so now you can have more attachments on your primary if you want. So yeah, we'll load up game. Also, they score streaks. We usually only had these ones, but they added interceptors and a chopper gunner. Interceptors basically just like the air patrol from Cold War. You know, it just flies up, takes care of chopper gunners, watchdog helos, and UAVs and stuff. So yeah, um, that's pretty much it for that stuff. So yeah, we'll just hop to a game and show you just what I do with some of the guns right now, because it's just the beta, so you don't have to go ham really. You could just dick around with guns all the whole game, because it's fun. That's what it's meant to be. It's a game. It's meant to be fun. So, basically, what I was gonna start basically talking about was I just wanted to bring something up. I'm not sure if anyone else deals with this, but so I'm basically gonna talk about how hard or easy or however anyone finds it to make friends. I know that's a weird ass topic, but and also probably boring. No one's gonna want to worry about that or want to watch that. But you know what? If someone wants to watch it, they can. So basically, I just wanted to say, uh, it's been pretty hard for me to actually find and keep friends. I don't know why though. Because you'll have so let's go back to elementary school, all the way back then. I was in a school where my class, like the biggest class I had, was maybe 16 people. Now, that's not counting the times they had to split the classes. I'm not sure if anyone else has done that, where they split two grades together so that the classes are more even amount of kids. Because my brother, he had like 29, 30 people in his class, but mine only had like 16, so they would take some of the kids from his class and put them in my class, which kind of messed up the learning, but still, it worked, kind of. But yeah, so basically in elementary school, everyone knew each other's names, and I guess you could say not everyone was. Everyone kind of was friends with everyone, but they also weren't. Like you knew who your closest friends were, and you knew everyone else, but no one really hated anyone else, to my knowledge at least. No one really was like, oh, this person's idiot, or this person sucks, or this person's dumb. Yeah, no, it wasn't like that. So it if everyone wasn't at least friends, everyone was at least knew each other and was nice. And especially at that school, I knew like people like 2 to 3 grades younger, 2 to 3 grades older, and then you learn about people's siblings in like kindergarten or whatever stuff like that. So yeah, you I knew a bunch of people back in elementary, but then we went to high school, and I went from having a class of 16 people to having a class of 145 people, which it's a big difference, uh, about 130 people difference, but anyways, so and also the only person I knew that went to my new high school from my last school was this kid who joined in my last year, and he also left in that year because he didn't fit in at the school, I guess, or something. I don't know. But we also played hockey together, so that's why we stuck together and been friends. And also, I was sitting beside him for the first whatever of the school year, so we just became friends and hung out a lot. So, yeah. But anyways, what happened was he was the only person I knew for elementary school, so I hung out with him a bit, but didn't really like stick with his friend group, if you know what I mean. At that moment, at least. But what I did do is like since I didn't know anyone, I went to the library and they had computers in the library. So I decided a good way to waste all my free time is to go play video games at the library, which on the computers, which not a good idea to do while you have lunch breaks and stuff. You should actually go out and talk to people and stuff, not sit playing on the computers with the few people who sit there and play on the computers with you. But yeah, so I did that for like first 2.5 years of school. I sat on the computers playing games with a few people I had become friends with. As uh, one kid who was pretty smart. And we also did play card games and board games and stuff sometimes instead. Which near the end of grade 10, it was more card and board games instead of playing on the computers because all the games that we found fun on the computers to mess around with, they messed up, so they weren't fun anymore. But basically, yeah. So it was like three, four or five people maybe who we were like close and talked a lot. And then when I was in hockey, some people told me to try this thing called vaping, which everyone knows about, obviously. And it felt okay at first, and it didn't really like it a ton, but it was felt fine. And then I played my hockey game, and I scored a couple goals, so it was just like, hey, that's pretty cool. I didn't do it again because I scored. That I didn't care, but what I did do is uh, I went to school, and sometimes we would go to the store on our breaks or something, and trying to get some candy or some drinks or just something, or just go for a walk because you're bored. But anyways, on the way back, I ran into some people I knew, like that one kid who I met from my last school. They were sitting at this place at my school called the Smoke Pit, and they had vapes, and I was just like, well, it. I haven't done that in a while. This was probably maybe month and a couple weeks maybe after the first time. So I was like, hey, that was pretty okay last time I did it, so let's try it again. So I went over, and everyone was like, yeah, cheering my name because I was one of those people. They're not super cool, but like you see them and you cheer their name because they're just fun to be around sometimes, I guess. I don't know. They cheered my name when I was around sometimes. When they didn't think I'd be around or whatever. I don't know. Something like that. I don't know. Anyway, so what happened is I asked if anyone had one that I could borrow, and they're like, "Whoa, really?" And I was like, "Yeah." And then I hit it, and obviously this wasn't my first time. They thought it was, so I hit it, and they were like, "Yo, massive rips, let's go!" And so I started hanging out with them because I actually had some people from my classes that I sat near were used to hang out there. So I talked to them a bit when I was hanging out there. So was still friends with those other people. I just started sprouting out more to other groups basically. So I started hanging out with people at the smoke pit, and had like I'd say I had like five, six, seven friends from there at least. So that would you could say I was at like 11, 12 friends. Which is okay. It's not great, you know. Well, it's pretty good, but I don't know. And then from one of my French classes, I met someone who I knew from other stuff, and I started talking to them and was in that friend group, and then had like four or five friends from there. Good, like, and these are, I'm not saying just people I talk to. No, I'm talking about people that I would talk to constantly, and we would have like each other's um internet info, or we would be able to talk to each other outside of school and stuff. So I made like five friends out of that group, and then I'd have about six, seven friends out of the smoke pit, and then yeah, and yeah, obviously a few of them I did like and stuff because some of them were girls. So yeah, um, which is another point I wanted to bring up is in my last 2 years of high school, and this is when a lot of my friends started not being my friends anymore, but it mainly started at the end of high school. But through those last few years, I was really trying to find someone to be with because I was bored and lonely. So what I was basically trying to do is talk to people more and just see if any of them might be interested in me at all. I never got to ask anyone out because I'm a wuss. So basically what I did was I just kept talking to people and found out basically that a lot of the girls in my class, so this means we would be 17 to 18, or mostly 17, 18 in our last year, but like literally a lot of them when they were 17, even 16, were dating people who were 21 to 24. And if I'm not wrong, and if my brain works properly, I was pretty sure there's a law where you can't date anyone under the age of 18 if you're over 18. I'm pretty sure that was a law. That is a law. In almost most, well, obviously it's different ages for different countries, but most countries it's 18. So I'm confused because if because and then this makes stuff even more stupid. Okay, so I just said that people would date people who are 17, 16 would be dating people who are like 21, 24, stuff like that, right? Yeah. Then I decide, well, I've known this one person at my school. They're a year younger than me. At this time, I was 18. Yeah, I was 18. They were 17. So yeah, they're a year younger, but I had known this person since I was in grade one, pretty much. They were in my brother's class, and talked to them every now and then. And I had a gym class with her, so I was just like, well, she's really nice. She's uh really kind to people, so I thought, why not, try and get to know her and stuff. So I would spend some of my breaks talking to her. Well, apparently, because I'm 1 year older than her, and I happen to be 18, which is classified as an adult, people think it's okay to yell from, and not even say it to my face. Come say it to my face if you want to say this stuff. No, no, no. They yell from over by the path where a bunch of people just, sit there and do drugs and smoke and other stuff. That's not where the smoke pit. There's an actual smoke pit where you're supposed to go, and then people do that on the path, and they actually get in trouble when they could easily just go to the opposite area and not get in trouble. But yeah. Anyways, they thought it would be okay to yell across the area that I was a pedo and a pervert because I'm talking to someone who's 1 year younger than me. And I've known this person for, at this point, it would have been no, not 16. It would have been 11 years. So, how does that like work exactly? I if someone could let me know how that works, how someone who's 17 or 16 dates a 21, 24-year old, and that's perfectly okay, but then I talk, just talk. I wasn't even dating her or anything. I was just talking to her and her friend because her friend was with her. So, you don't ignore people. You got to talk to both of them. So I was talking to her, and that immediately makes me a pedo. Like that makes no sense to me. That makes absolutely no sense. And she was really nice. She heard them say it too, and I turned around and I was mad. So I was gonna like walk over there, and she just kind of grabbed me by the arm and told me, "No, no, no, it's okay, it's fine. Just ignore whoever it is," which was really nice. And so I didn't walk over and find out who said it, but I wanted to, because it's just not okay. That's like going online and saying that some random famous person sexually assaulted you almost or whatever. That's like basically what they were doing, which you can't do that. Yeah, it's just really dumb. Um but yeah. So yeah, that's what happened for the last like few years of high school for me is just, you know, people not, you know, everything not really making sense and then people treating me like garbage. Also, another thing that happened. Okay, so heading into grade 12, I was still mainly friends with my people from the smoke pit, and this was right after COVID. So we were just getting back to school, and all that stuff. Certain stuff is like closed down. I still had to wear masks and stuff at school, but like, we were getting back into school. So at the beginning of the year, I started hanging out with most of my friends because that's what you do. You hang out with your friends when you get to school. So we're talking, learning over the summer, blah blah blah. And then this new person is hanging out. And I'm like, okay, well, they seem like they're nice for now. So we're talking, and then they're talking to other people of the group, blah 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 blah. And and then basically what happens is as the year goes on, three or four of my friends that I know, I believe they would hang out in one of them got a car, I'm pretty sure. So I'm pretty sure they used to hang out in the car and they wouldn't have room for like everyone, so they just chill by themselves usually. Sometimes they would come by the smoke pit though instead and hang out with everyone. But I guess they were trying to, I don't know. They would usually hang out in the car in that one person's car though. But this other the girl that joined our school year, she decides that I am a terrible person, just randomly out of nowhere. I'm a terrible person apparently. So when we go on to winter break, after we've still kept in contact a bit and still talk to everyone, heading into winter break though, she has the audacity to text me about people I hung out with for almost 3 years now. She has the audacity to text me saying that everyone there does not want to see me again and would rather I not be their friends and not talk to them. Here's the thing. I say this to everyone that I become friends with and everyone I ever talk to. If you don't want to talk to me anymore or I make you uncomfortable or anything like that, you tell me. And I will either stop whatever it is that makes you uncomfortable, or if you just didn't want me to keep talking to you, I'll stop talking to you. Simple as that. It's just, I have to be told this stuff from the person that is saying it because if it's just some random person's friend, well, you never know. That could just be their friend not liking you, and the person could be fine with you and thinks you're an okay friend. But the other friend is like, well, I don't like him, so I don't want you to. That's why I need it to be the person. I need it to be the person telling me themselves, because I'm not gonna have some friend tell me that, oh, this person doesn't like you, stop talking to them, and I go, okay, well, they don't like me, and then figure out that, oh no, they were fine with me and I could have had a friend to talk to whenever I had tough times. So that's why I need the person to tell me specifically from them that they don't want to talk to me anymore. Well, guess what? I text one of my friends. He says no, he's fine with me. He would prefer I come hang out because he gets bored, needs people to talk to. So he starts talking to some of the other people, and I'm reaching out to people too. No one, no one has expressed this at all. She's making this up because she doesn't like me and doesn't want me around her. Well, guess what? These are my friends that I made before you. You lived in fucking Merritt or wherever you lived before. You did not live here 3 years ago. You did not become friends with these people 3 years ago. I did. So, for you to tell me that none of them want to talk to me ever again and I should never hang out with them again, and then I find out that you're just lying, like, how much respect for yourself do you have? That's showing that you don't have any respect for yourself because you would prefer that someone that, like, lowers, like, because I'm ugly or something, that lowers your, like, how you look around me or something. That just shows you don't respect what you care about who's around you and who you want to be near you. Because I didn't even talk to this person that much. I would say hi and I would, like, say, what are you doing today? I didn't even talk that much to this person. But then she thinks it's okay to just, oh, this person sucks and try and trash talk me. And then I decided over that winter break that because she's being the way she was, I was gonna trash talk her. So she sent this thing out on Instagram, and I was just really mad, and I had been drinking when I'm not allowed. But anyways, I was drinking and I got mad, so I pulled my phone out and I tried to type, "You're an asshole." What happened though is my phone autocorrects all the time. So what came up was "your asshole." And her thing was, what should I take a picture of? And I was just trying to call her an asshole, but then the A turned into just nothing. It just said, no, that's wrong, and it deleted it. So I was like, oh my god. Because I saw it on her story after, like, she's trying to say that this is mean, oh, whatever, and then I read it and I was like, oh, that's not what I meant. And then, yeah, so then school wasn't fun because some people thought that I actually wanted to see this person's butt, which, no, I didn't. This person's ruining my life. Why would I give a crap about this person? I was just trying to shit talk them, but that didn't work because my phone decided to autocorrect. So, yay for my phone. Um, so yeah, though, high school ends, I had like maybe two friends after high school ended. And then that went down to one friend because they stopped talking to me. So then after that, after high school, I spent the summer just trying to talk to people. No one talked to me. No one, like, people used to answer me all the time, or even they'd take a day to answer me. Just stop talking to me. Just wouldn't answer me ever. No one. So I just, okay, well, that's it, I guess. After high school, you're just not friends with anyone, is what I thought. So I just gave up trying to talk to them. But when I was in high school, I did add this one person on Snapchat, and I talked to them a little bit. The thing with her was you had to send her a snap early in the morning or whenever she opened her Snapchat, because I didn't know this, but people just let their snaps fly down their snap and they just open the first few at the top. For me, if I open one snap message, I'm usually opening all of them. So I just found that weird that, people just let their snaps float down. So every now and then I'd send a snap and it'd get answered and we'd talk for like 3 snaps. But then after high school, I didn't have anyone to talk to, so I talked to her more, and then she, let me know how to actually contact her, and it's okay to, send 2 or 3 snaps to try and just get her to answer. She said that's okay to do. So we just started talking more, and over the summer, and so we talked, and talked more, and then giving each other nicknames and stuff, and I eventually got a job that is pretty okay, and then I was like, well, I'm not doing anything, and I asked her what does she usually do when she's bored. And she said she goes out and just hangs out with her friends out late at night. And then I'm like, well, that seems like fun, so I did that too. I went out, met her, and hung out with her a few times, stuff like that, and it was pretty fun. I got to talk to people and got to hang out and just do stuff. It was really fun. Then one time, we were hanging out at this place called the Field. It was just called the Field, and hanging out, talking to my friends, having fun, blah blah blah. Then we were getting up to move to the bus area, and this dude just runs up and punches me right in the face. I didn't even see it because it was kind of dark out, so I wasn't really sure what was going on. But yeah, punches me just right in the face, and I was confused on what was going on. So I was about to look up to see who and what's going on. And I got punched again, knocking me on the ground. And I didn't know what was going on because this just happened out of nowhere. So this guy is now kicking me in the ribs and then kicks me in the face, taking my phone and wallet and then leaving. My friend that I had didn't know that this was happening. She thought that someone she didn't know was fighting, and she just didn't want to get you know. So I told her about all this the next day, and after she's been sending like 5, 6 different messages wondering what happened to me because I thought she planned this. So what I did was I wasn't answering. And so took about a day and a half or something, and I answered her snaps, and she was asking what's wrong, am I okay, blah blah blah. I just disappeared, and I sent her a picture of my face with my eye that was all red and black and stuff, and she was like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And I told her what happened, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I saw someone fighting, I didn't know, blah blah blah." So yeah, all that, and then bam, just got that guy. Anyways, so then decided I could maybe trust her still, so I started hanging out again. We would hang out every couple days, like every 3 days a week, every day or every week for about okay, it was about I'd say about 3/4 of a year to a year. Then I went to this party that she was at, and I was talking to her and stuff, and then she asked me to sit over in a different area because she wanted to talk about girl stuff, and I was like, oh yeah, sure. So I sat over there. It was about 15, 20 minutes or something, and I sat there and I was like, okay, well, I'm getting a little bored, so I'm gonna go see if it's okay to come over. So I went over and I asked, hey, is it okay? And I'm pretty sure she said, yeah, it's fine, to come back and sit. So I sat, and then at this party there were these 2 other girls, not associated with the group of people I was talking to, just looking at me like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm just here talking to my friends. And they're like, well, we don't want you here. And I'm like, well, first of all, it's not your party, and second of all, I'm not talking to you, so leave me alone. And they're like, well, we don't want you here. You're gross. And I was just like, what the heck's this? So I decided, you know what? I'm not dealing with this. I'm just gonna leave. I'll text my friend later. So I told her, hey, I'm leaving, 'cause people are being just, you know, the way they are. So I told her I was leaving. As I'm walking away, I already told her I was leaving, and I'm already walking away and stuff. And 2 of her friends walk up to me and decide to try and intimidate me as I'm walking away. Like, if you come back here, we'll beat the crap out of you. Don't you ever talk to us again. And I'm just like, huh? What? Why am I getting talked to like this? Like, as far as I knew, I did nothing wrong. I even met at that party. There were people who I knew from high school because these people I actually used to take the bus with in the morning, so I used to talk to them on the bus in the morning. So then these people just decided to chase me out of the party, even though I was already leaving, and say if I come back that they'll beat the crap out of me. So I ended up calling a ride because I didn't want to be walking home and get beat up again like what that happened that other time when I got mugged. So what I did is I called a ride, told them, "Hey, I'm getting threatened. Can you come get me?" And they came. They picked me up. And I told them what happened. As I was just hanging out, and then some people started threatening me. So then I didn't talk to her for a while, and I just you know just just watch TV in my room by myself because I didn't have anyone else to talk to. So I just yeah. Uh, I'd say about 2 or 3 months went by, and she posted a post on Instagram, and I commented on it, and she replied to my comment. So I went into messages and I started texting her, and we started texting again, and we started talking again. And so we started talking again, and we would start hanging out as well, and did that almost every day for every week now for 2 years. Like there'd be few days, like some days I would have to ref or I'd have to work, and I those days I wouldn't go out. But if I didn't, I pretty much went out every other day to go hang out and just talk and see her. So we would do this a lot, and if I'm being honest, I was beginning to like her a lot because she was nice, and it's like the only friend I had after high school. So it's just I wanted to keep talking and stuff. So uh, after talking a bit, um, I was it right. I told her that I liked her, and she said that she's not in the proper state of mind to have a boyfriend. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll ask her a different time. So, I think I got this whole story messed up somehow, but because I think that mugging happened after, yeah, that happened after the her friends telling me to leave the party and never come back, not come back, or they beat me up. I think that was after that. Because that night I remember, yeah, because that night I got mugged. I was gonna ask her out again because we were getting close that night and stuff. Literally 3 days after that happened, she got a boyfriend with someone who I didn't really like. And so they were dating, and now whenever we hung out, I would see them, kissing and all that, and that didn't, you know, I liked her, so didn't like seeing that, but had to deal with it, right? So I just dealt with it. I kept coming out because I was like, maybe, well, I'll meet someone else who's maybe nice, or even if I'm there and he breaks up with her, I could be there for her and just help her out through tough times or anything. So what basically ended up happening is she did break up with him because she would tell me basically all the time that he kept asking her to come over, or that if he could stay over with her, and she knew that he was just trying to get her into bed, and she was also a virgin, so she didn't want to. So she just kept telling me about this, and eventually her friends told her, "Hey, he's not good," and not me, because she told me that she had broken up with him when I had come to hang out one time. So anyway, her friends told her that he was bad and she should break up with him, but she would still sometimes, when we were hanging out, invite him out and then just start kissing him randomly. Um, yeah. So then we're still hanging out now and then I did make a few more friends in that group. Like I'd say 3 or 4 people. So I had about 5 or 6 friends now. Because you remember, everyone from high school just stopped talking to me, so I had to make completely new friends from scratch. So I had about 5 or 6 friends now, all over again. And um, then what happens is I'm at home one night and my cat passed away late at night. And the first day I didn't want to leave the house. I just wanted to stay home with my cat. Well, like I just wanted to be near him. Then the next day I told her, "Hey, I need friends. Can I come out?" And she said, "Yeah." And she said, "Hey, why don't we get some alcohol and drink? Cause you're going through such a tough time." And I was like, "Hey, that's a great idea." So I got some alcohol. We're drinking and stuff, cause I was the way I was. And her. Here's the thing, though. Me and her were talking a lot, and we were giving each other hugs and, just spending time with each other. Her ex-boyfriend, she didn't invite him this time. This time he just showed up and invited himself and kept butting into the conversation that me and her were having. So I'm thinking he was worried or whatever that I would ask her out, which is totally fair because they weren't together anymore. So, yeah. Anyways, so we were hanging out, drinking because I had to just do something else. We end up in a store, and her parents had apparently called a mental health thing on her, so the cops had to pick her up and take her to the hospital, which is how that works apparently. And I thought that was bullshit. So that happened. So she's stuck at the hospital for a while. She tells me she has visiting hours, so I end up visiting her pretty much every single day. Some of the days I worked, I even took my breaks early, just so I could go down and hang out with her for her splits or for her visiting hours. So we would talk a lot more and and I would be the almost one of the only people who would come to see her. Some days I would be the only person that did. Not even her parents would come see her some days, and it'd just be me seeing her. So we would get really close, and then what what happened is while I was there, I ended up. Said she needed a new pair of pajamas, and I bought her a pair, and she grabbed another version of the same pair and told me that I should buy us a matching pair of pajamas. And that made me smile because I thought, well, you only do that if you kind of like someone, so I was kind of happy about that. So, and then she also kept asking if I would visit at least if I could try and visit almost every single break that she had, which was cool. So I would try and make it almost every single break she had. And then this would go on for 2 months, and then I would get her some snacks to bring. I'd bring her like goldfish and stuff because goldfish were amazing. We both agreed. And I would watch some shows with her. I'd get her some smoothies and stuff if she wanted some from the cafeteria or whatever, and just hang out, talk, all that stuff. Then she tells me that for 3 months she has to go to a rehab center and that she won't be able to talk to me every day. So I tell her that I'm gonna miss her, and we give each other hugs. And I did ask her out before she went, and she said that she doesn't want to get into a relationship before she goes to rehab, but that right after for me to ask her again, and she will say yes or she would probably say yes is what she said. So what I did is I was like, okay, I'll talk to you. And so anytime she got her phone, I talked to her from rehab. Um, we talked and talked, and she would usually contact me first because she just liked talking to me and stuff. So then eventually, um, she texts me saying that her throughout our whole friendship, she's had therapists text her or talk to her, telling her to stop being friends with me for some reason. Um, why I do not know, but throughout our whole friendship, they kept saying that, but she would always say no, 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 just every time. And then at rehab, they told her two more times. She said no. And then right around when she was about to supposed to get out, because she said 3 months, it had been about almost 3 months at this point. She tells me, like, I'd say maybe 2 weeks before she was supposed to get out, that she's not allowed to talk to me anymore because her therapist says that she can't. And I don't hear from her. So I asked like for clarification. I'm like, okay, what's wrong? Like, is it something I doing? Is it something that, I say or talk or anything like that? No answer, nothing. So I leave it for a couple weeks, like, okay, maybe she doesn't have her phone. I'll wait till she's free, right? And I text her. And I don't get a response. So I try and call her because she gave me her number. And it doesn't. It goes straight to voicemail. So I leave her a text from her number, and I go ask my brother. I'm like, hey, this is my friend's number. I haven't talked to her in a long time. Could you contact her and just ask her if we're okay, if we're still friends, and if not, why? Like if I did something wrong. Because I'm fine if we're. I'm fine that we're not friends anymore. Like I said, you just gotta tell me, and then you know let me know. And yeah, so what happened is I just said, hey, can you just get me an answer from her of why she doesn't want to be friends or why she doesn't want to talk to me anymore. No answer. So what I um what I did was like, okay, well, I was like, fine, I just won't talk to her, I guess. So I hung out with other people while she was away, and uh, I ended up they ended up not talking to me anymore. So a bunch of people unadded me and stopped talking to me, told me that they didn't want to talk to me anymore. So that happened. Went back down to two people used to talk to me, and now I'm down to zero friends again. Um, I have people on Snapchat that I talk to, but I don't think they're friends because they just talk to me whenever they want to talk to me, and I don't hear from them for weeks sometimes. But yeah, so she was the only person I really talked to left, and then she told me she's not allowed or whatever to talk to me. So I just like, okay, well, now you know, I'll just watch TV, play video games because I Black Ops 6 was gonna release the beta soon, kind of, and I was just like, well, may as well just focus on playing games. I want to play a lot of games. I want to play Resident Evil and all that. So I was like, hey, let's watch TV and play our video games. And so that's what I did. I played my video games. I watched TV, watched my TV shows, watched movies and stuff, watched Marvel, all that stuff. And then I'm sitting at home. I'm watching TV, just relaxed, just sitting there bored, not happy because, I have no friends to talk to, so I was just sitting there and I get a text from my mom. Why are the cops looking for your number? I don't know. Then I get my dad yelling at me from upstairs. Why are the cops looking for your number? I don't know. And then I get a text from my sister because she was with my mom. Hey, why do the cops want to know where your number is? I don't know. I was freaking out now because apparently the cops want to know my number for some reason. So I get a call from the cops, and all I end up hearing is we just like to tell you that your friend has told you that they do not want you to talk to them anymore. It was you were not informed by them, so there is nothing wrong with you having sent them messages. We just would like to inform you now that if you try to contact them ever again, it will be seen as harassment and they will press charges. Wow. Wow. That's great. So, a person who I had been talking to for 3 years who'd gotten really close to over the past few months before she had to go to rehab, apparently now thinks I'm harassing her. Cool. So yeah, I just obviously just started unadding her off all these social medias and stuff, and you know, just left her alone because it's what I was supposed to do. I didn't want to get arrested for harassment or whatever fucking happens, and I didn't want to get a restraining order put against me because then I wouldn't be able to live at my mom's house because it's close to her house, so I wouldn't be able to go to my mom's. Or even like I would be at like maybe I would go to a fair and I'd see her there. I'd have to leave because of some restraining order that she would put on me if I didn't listen. So I listened. I didn't contact or anything. It just boom. I just said screw it. I got no friends anymore. That's what I said because I didn't want to get in trouble. So that's how that worked. Um. So yeah, I would just basically sit around watching TV, and then talking to the two people on Snapchat who still talk to me. Rarely, because I'd only hear from them every 3, 4 days to a week. So I just talk to those two people, and I'm just like watching TV, watch TV. And I'm like, well, you know what? If I have no friends, I have to go and make friends, right? So I started going out for walks just to see if I'd meet anyone outside, right? Anytime I ran into anyone like to talk to or even try to talk to as a friend, even if it was someone I didn't even want to talk to and I was just out for a walk by myself to give myself alone time to be by myself, people would look at me and like be like, "Ooh, he's out." Like they knew me or something. These are people I would never have known. And also, a quick tip was there's no way they knew me from high school or anything, cuz since high school up to the day that I'm talking right now, not to the day that well, even before that it would have counted. But up till now, I'm even saying two people that I've known since high school have recognized me. Two people. Everyone else, I've had to tell them who I am, and then they've realized, oh, it's you. So the fact that these people just look at me, one look, and just like, and just give me a look of like disgust, or even laugh at my direction or whatever. It's just, that was very uncomfortable. So I just didn't ever talk to anyone because I either got a look or they were like laughing as they walked past me and like glancing at me and stuff. So I never really talked to anyone. And at work, I just didn't talk to anyone because everyone was like older than me, and I just didn't, you know, want to talk to anyone there really. So I didn't talk to anyone at work, and then I was like, well, hey, maybe if I go to like a bar or a club, maybe I'll make friends there, right? So I plan out this one night. They're having a party at this one club, and I'm like, well, hey, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna go. So I head over, and I get there just as they're setting up and stuff, and I decide, hey, I'll order a drink, see what I like, and then just wait for a few more people to arrive, because there's only like 10, 15 people there at the point, but it's gonna start getting more people that I thought in the next little bit. So I got a drink, and I took a few sips, and I was like, that was pretty good. It's a little strong, but it's pretty good. So I took a few sips. I was like maybe a quarter of the drink left, so I went to use the washroom, came back, sitting on my phone to kill some time, finish up the drink. I plan to order a second drink and then start, getting up, talking to people. When I get the guy's attention for a second drink, he asks me if I can pay my bill so I can leave. I was like, well, I was gonna, and he's like, we just want you to leave so that we can have other people and others and whatever. And I'm just like, okay. And they have these like really big, strong bouncers, so I didn't want to like, make a, you know, mess with anyone and get punched or like tossed on my terrible knees or something. So I didn't make a scene. So what I did was I left, and I flip. Well, I paid my bill obviously because I'm not gonna steal. But I paid for my bill. I walked out, and as I walked out, I flipped them off because I was there to try and make friends and talk to people, and they stopped me from doing that. They literally stopped me from being able to make friends, pretty much. Uh, which okay, it's not actually restricting my speech, but it's just what it feels like at the time, you know. Here, one second, I just gotta get a drink in my mouth. Ugh. But yeah, it's just I found that really stupid. So yeah, back to Zero Friends. That was like a few weeks ago, 2 weeks ago. That happened. So yeah, back to no friends. And I've tried looking at dating apps and stuff. The problem with dating apps, there's three problems you run into. Well, it's the same problem, but there's three ways they use it. First way, you can't see any of your matches unless you pay for a premium. Well, I'm not paying 15 bucks a month for some premium just to see if I match with someone. So yeah, got that out of the way. Not doing that. Now there's another one. We'll try this one. Well, this one, it lets you set up your profile, but the second you start getting matches, it says you have to pay for a premium to continue using the app. I don't want to pay 10 to 15 bucks for a premium for this dating app. So no, I got rid of it. And then the last one that I had, oh, this one I forget because this is like one of the first ones, and I just deleted it almost immediately. I can't remember. I can't remember what the other one did, but it was another thing where it made you get a premium to use the app basically, and I'm just like, no, I'm not paying. Why? Why do dating apps force you to pay like 20, 25 bucks just to find out if you are matching with someone and if you might like someone? Like, that's just stupid. It's ridiculous. And I've tried to go on Tinder. What happened is some friends of mine, friends with quotation marks, because obviously, they weren't, because they stopped talking to me. In high school, told me, hey, you should sign up for Tinder. And I was like, oh, I'm not old enough. It was like, oh, we're not old enough. We just signed up a few months early just because. And I'm like, well, I guess if it's just like a couple months early, it's not a problem, right? So I did, and then somehow the app found out, and so I got banned from the app. So I couldn't use my number on that app, right? So I tried getting a fake number, like of another number off these stuff, so I could use the app, and it wouldn't let me. It just said that my number wasn't available to use or whatever for the app. So there, I was screwed. There's no, you know, doing that. So dating apps didn't work. So now I have zero friends to talk to. I have zero friends to hang out with, and zero friends to go out and help me like try and find a person to, you know, sp- spend time with that I might like. All of that's just gone. So I just wanted to see if anyone else has troubles like that. If anyone else is like, trying to make friends or something, and it's just they do, and they all just like stop being friends right after, or like, or if they just, can't make friends, or I just want to know if anyone else experiences stuff like this. Also, another thing that I guess is worth mentioning, and might make a bit more sense, I'm not sure if it does, I did make friends of that were male and female, but mostly I don't know why it was easier for me to talk to girls and make become friends with girls than it was with guys. Like I had like 5, 6 guy friends, but majority of out of all the people I talked to that I became friends with for a short amount of time, even if they weren't really friends because they stopped talking to me, where majority of them were like girls. So I don't know if what it is about me that makes it easier for me to talk to girls than to guys, But yeah, that's that. So, but yeah, no. I've tried going out to make friends, and I just get weird looks and stuff, so it just makes me uncomfortable. And then I would also try going to a club and bars, but I get asked to leave after one drink for some reason. I don't know why. And that's basically just, yeah, I just wanted to see if anyone else, just has this thing where they have a bunch of friends at high school, they're having tons of fun, but the second they leave high school and none of those friends talk to them ever again and stuff like that. Even some of the friend or even just some of them just tell them that they don't want to talk to you ever again. Obviously, if they say that, then they never were friends. They were just talking to you to get through the school day or school days or whatever. So, I just wanted to see if anyone else, um if anyone else goes through this, cuz it's just really dumb, I didn't think it'd be like this. I thought you could go out and just talk to random people and just get make friends like that, right? That's what I thought was you're able to do, but apparently it's not that easy. Apparently you go out and people are like, "Oh, look at him," and then laugh at random people for no reason and yeah, so it's just I don't understand how stuff works really anymore. It's just yeah. Um that's basically what I just wanted to talk about. It's just how hard it is basically to talk to people and just make one friend even. And that's the other thing is I ended up doing this thing to like cuz I just keep trying to find a girlfriend, right? Cuz uh there's very few people on this earth who probably want to die alone. I am not one of them. I want to find someone to, care about me and stuff and all that and watch movies with and, go out spend uh, go out to like clubs and bars with that person, stuff like that. So what I decided to do is, hey, we'll go on Snapchat, right? We'll just randomly add random people through Quick Add on Snapchat and see how that goes, right? Well, here's how that goes. Um, Everyone who is 18 or older is already dating someone and has a boyfriend. So, well, I could make friends with them, but I can't ask them out. They tell me they don't want to talk to me because they have a boyfriend. Well, I said I was okay being friends, but okay, whatever, fine, just whatever. So I don't end up talking to them. Then other people do talk to me. And I'm like, yes. Then some, like, few of them say that they like me. Awesome. Great. How old are you? 15 or 16. Well, that's just, yeah, that doesn't work. So obviously, I tell them, well, I'm, however, I'm over 18. We can't, blah 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 blah. I said, if you want to though, and if you need, I can still be on Snap to talk to them, because talking's okay. It's just I can't ask these people out at all because that would be wrong. So I just like, hey, I'm blah 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 blah. Uh, if you want, we can still talk and whatever. Well, some of them say it's okay to talk, but then we just don't talk. So yeah, we just lie to each other pretty much. Or other people say no, that's actually kind of weird, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's fine, and we just unadd each other, stop talking. So that's what happens on Snapchat. So Snapchat definitely doesn't work, cause well, either everyone who I could probably date is already dating someone and unadds me immediately, and then anyone who I find who likes me, I can't date either because they're 15, 16, or whatever, and they're too young. So it'd be a crime or whatever. So I can't do that. So it's just like I didn't think it was supposed to be this hard to make friends, find relationships, any of that stuff. I thought it was not supposed to be this difficult. I thought it was supposed to be way, 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 way easier. But I guess not, Stuff works differently or whatever. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. I just wanted to talk about stuff that's on my mind. And, yeah, so I'll, I don't really think there's anything much. It's just, how I can't really find friends. That's also why I want to do this. Maybe there's people who see these and they want to talk to me, and they they find out how to get a hold of me and they just start talking to me. I get friends that way. Maybe. You never know. So that's why I make videos, and then I'm gonna play more video games with my mic on, because maybe I make friends from other cities, maybe, that are, you know, playing the same game as me, so they'd have the same interest because they play the same game. You never know. So maybe, maybe not. I don't know. So let's just see how it goes. But it's really tough to find and get friends and all that kind of stuff. It's just been really, really difficult. But anyway, it's been fun. I'll see you guys next time. Make a video and have fun. Bye.